guys, in this week's Email for Insight, I want to talk a little bit more about the truth of thought, right? Because this is the truth with a capital T that will really help your reality melt. And, because the reality that we're experiencing right now is the great, as Sid Banks calls it, it's the great illusion. It's not real. And when something doesn't go our way and we're experiencing our reality as real, it's kind of like being stuck in a nightmare. Or, say you go to a movie, one of those Liam Neeson movies where his daughter gets kidnapped. And if you thought that was real and you were stuck in it, that could be really scary. And it's like what Dickon Bettinger says, people are walking around in daymares, right? But when you understand this truth about thought, you can experience the movie of life with a lot more ease and grace. It's like when we go to a movie, you wouldn't enjoy a movie if it was like one great thing happening after another. Like, we love the drama of the movies. It's when things don't go our way that the movie gets interesting. And it's also when things don't go our way in life, that's when things can equally get interesting for us. And that's when life can bring us the magical gifts. But if we're stuck, when things don't go our way, if our consciousness shrinks and we get insecure in that moment, which is if the reality looks real to us, that's what happens. We get insecure and we can't see from a higher perspective. We can't see what we could do with this situation from a common sense vantage point. But when you see the truth of thought, that's when you start to experience life with more fluidity, more availability to different realities. And so, this, so I'll be pointing to this because it couldn't be more simple, the truth of thought. Everything is created via thought. We don't live in the world as it is. We live in the world as we think it to be. Now, that came out of my mouth for years. I conceptually and intellectually knew that, as you might as well. But I didn't really get it. It still felt to me, even though I intellectually got it, it still felt to me that the circumstances of my life were causing me to feel things. Okay. And so we're going to be looking at this truth over and over so that it starts to pop, because it's when it pops for you, when you really get it. It's the difference between really getting a joke and intellectually understanding it. No, when you intellectually, conceptually get the joke, it's like, oh yeah, that's funny. When you really get it, you laugh with your whole body. And that's the place that when you get to that place with seeing this truth about thought, that's when you have multiple realities available to you. So I want to share an oversimple example that will help you see it and help you spot it in your life as well, hopefully. And I was taking my daughter to school this week and dropped her off, driving home. My 4-year-old son was in the car. As we drive up my street, the garbage truck is like three houses down from my street. So, and the road is narrow. So I'm stuck behind the garbage truck as it goes to a couple houses. My first response is, oh, man, I don't have time for this. This is, what bad luck. And I look in the rearview mirror and my son is going like this. His mouth was wide open. Just seeing him cracked me up. But then I just saw this moment of like, oh yeah, that's it. See, before I would have thought that the garbage truck was causing me to be frustrated. It can't be the garbage truck because my son experienced it like it was the luckiest day of his life. He loves garbage trucks. He loves big trucks. So to get to be behind it for a couple of houses, to get to watch it a couple of times, like, man, that's lucky, right? So everything in life, every experience is neutral. The garbage truck is neutral. It's vanilla. I put strawberry on it and my son put chocolate on it, and we experienced it back with our 5 senses in our own way. But it's super confusing. The ego wants to tell us that it's the garbage truck. It looks out into the world of things, and when something isn't going our way, it looks to point to the problem is something outside of ourselves so that we can change and fix it. And it's not the way it is. And this misunderstanding causes more havoc in our lives than we realize. it's like I could give all of you an insult. I could insult you all with the same words. One of you will laugh at that. One of you will be angry. One of you will be sad. One of you will be dismissive. It's just words, neutral. You're all going to put different flavors on the vanilla ice cream, and then experience it back through your five senses, but think that my insult is the cause of what you're feeling. And so I invite you to really look at this. This is, for me, it was the hardest thing to really get. Easiest thing to get conceptually, but really hard to get. You can get it conceptually, but it's still, man, when our numbers are low in our business, it feels like it's the money and the numbers, the lack of the customers or whatnot that is causing us to feel the stress. And we feel like the solution would be to make more money, get more clients. And so we hustle trying to do that. But when we do it from that place, as what we've been seeing, and as we've been also exploring the creative implications of this understanding, when we create from insecurity, our services are delivered with insecurity. We're also not seeing all that's available to us to see when we're feeling insecure. When we have that feeling, the numbers are low. There's still something that needs to be done about the numbers if the numbers are low. We just don't want to see what there is to do from here. We want to see what there is to do from here. When you understand that the numbers are not causing your feelings, that it's just neutral, then you can let the thinking go that is causing this to occur a lot easier, a lot quicker. And the sooner you do that, all you have to do is let go. You come back out here and you're going to see a lot more about what to do about the numbers from this place. So I invite you to keep looking in this direction. We're going to keep looking together week to week. It's this, like Sid Banks said, people, the only thing that really changed people fundamentally is seeing truth with a capital T. But you don't see it conceptually. You see it insightfully. You see it inside. So as you look towards this truth about thought, look to the feeling. And take this oversimple example of the garbage truck and the insult and start to notice in your life and your world and in your leadership where people are experiencing the same situation differently. You'll start to notice it. And in our leadership, this is such an important truth to see, because as leaders, if we misunderstand this, then a leader thinks that their reality is the only reality. So as the leader, we hold the vision for the business. But if we misunderstand that everybody has separate realities, then we can't help guide people towards a singular vision. And leaders will often experience this feeling of like not everybody being on the same page. That's what happens when a leader doesn't understand that everybody's coming from separate realities, that the vision is vanilla. But what flavor are they putting onto it? The problems that arise in business, all the breakdowns that happen are all vanilla. But what flavor are people putting into it? It's like we talked about this week. A leader is somebody who meets somebody where they're at with compassion and understanding. I truly believe that what Winston Churchill says, that success is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. I believe we fail our way to success because every breakdown holds information for us. It holds feedback. But if we experience the breakdown from here, we're not going to be able to see the feedback that can really help us grow and scale our business, to allow that breakdown to bring us to the most powerful breakthrough that can strengthen our systems, our processes, our productivity, our innovation. So keep looking. I'm looking forward to hearing what you see, what you notice about this. See you soon. Namaste.